And it's great time here in Gulf Print and Pack, Middle East and Africa in Dubai. And I'm here with Anan, who is the area sales manager for Uteco for the Middle East and Africa region. Hello, Anan, welcome.
Hi, Ben.
Nice
Thank you very much.
you.
It's good to see you. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you. So, Anan, it's been almost 2.5 to 3 years since we have really come together like this. Obviously, we had Prime Awards, and other than that, so I'd like to hear from you, about this bumpy 2.5 3 years, how Uteco handled this situation, and how was life in general. And let's go more into the details later. But give me a brief about how did you handle as a company this tide that everybody went through.
Absolutely. First of all, I think it's easy to be overwhelmed with seeing clients here after a couple of years, especially after. I think all of us in the industry started investing a lot into automation and remote support and so forth. Especially when we start talking about Class A machine manufacturers. Over the past 2.5 3 years, it's been very strange, where you're very involved with the client, with problems, with remote assistance, with support remotely. But of course, it's never the same as seeing them in person. And it's always a very different feeling when you meet the client, you see them, because no matter how much you try to replace it, human contact is always, let's say, at the top point. I think in general, regardless of which industry you're on, I think these past 2.5 years, 3 years have taught us to be a little bit more independent, to be more available, especially when it comes to internet and using the technology that we have at hand. And of course, we had to make do with what we have. I think this is one of the things that us and Uteco have always invested in on a prior stage before COVID. And I think COVID came at a time where we were able to test that, put that to the test. And thankfully, it's gone to outstanding results so far. But again, it's never like seeing people in person, having a chat, having even a cup of tea with some clients is always the difference maker. Absolutely.
Thank you. Dwelling on your company as a flexible packaging machine manufacturer, print and conversion. So it's been a very sudden spike. We have been seeing a sudden spike in demand in this part of the world, and I'd like to hear from you. Is it the same with Uteco? Are you facing the same? And how are your existing clients and your potential clients working with you for the immediate and the coming up future?
Look, I think it's only the right approach that if something changes with one of our direct clients, it changes with us, right? Because it's all about the partnership. The bigger the growth of our clients, the bigger it is. If one of our clients fails, it's our failure as well. Consider that especially during COVID, this sudden spike, as you correctly put it, took place. We also saw a very big sudden spike as well in ours. I would say the biggest difference that we have been seeing, and this is generally towards the end of that period of the last 2 3 years, is added value. What's been happening now with the Middle Eastern and African market is added value packaging is becoming a top necessity for converters out there. Be it from the printing to the lamination, standardized machinery, which is everyday machinery that you can always buy out there on the market, is becoming in less demand, and customization and added value is what's becoming the future, and we have already been seeing it over the past year. Again, this for us as Uteco is always a sign forward, and this always gives you a very big pointer towards the future, that the Middle East and Africa market always has been a very important market, and it's only growing as we speak. Because when added value starts coming into play, it's when the market starts becoming creative, and it's when the market starts moving only forward, be it on the recyclable end or even as an added value in printing or even converting as well.
Brilliant. So what's new with Uteco for in terms of machines or your systems like that? If you want to talk something about the latest innovations that you've done, and something that you can announce from a technology standpoint.
Absolutely. Well, I think this interview would last for a good couple of hours if we were to go into all the details of all 5 business units of ours. But to highlight, Uteco has been investing a very good amount in research and development, be it on the sustainable end, which again, it's part of our slogan, it's part of our morals, is providing a greener tomorrow for our generation, right? And what we've been investing in is, be it on the side of laminators, we've recently introduced the Dualam. It's only a good 2.5 years old now. The Dualam is a solventless laminator, which is dedicated to extreme short runs, where from the name Dualam, it's a solventless laminator with applications of solventless adhesive without the mixing with hardener. Moreover, on the rotogravure, and we have currently been finishing up some of our research on the recently launched BOPE trend that's been happening in Europe. The NXS rotogravure machine has been adapted specifically for BOPE for recyclability and reusability purposes. This has been one of the greatest launches, let's say, in the rotogravure industry in a while. As you know, the rotogravure takes a bit to modernize as we speak, let's say. From that end, of course, there are several all across the different business units, from the digital to even the flexo. We've always been catching up and even pioneering a lot of the markets out there without going into too much details, let's say.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Anand, let me ask you about dwelling on the point of your slogan, which speaks about a greener tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. And what are your sustainable goals as a company for Uteco? You mentioned about this BOP compatible machine, which is a rotogravure press. But besides that, as a whole, as a company, what are your initiatives? What's the value that you're giving to a converter? Obviously, who goes to a brand owner, and the product is in the market. As a product which is coming out in the market as a sustainable product. So what's the value that Uteco is giving, and what are your future plans?
Absolutely, that's an excellent question, actually. Look, this again depends on the business unit we're talking about, and it depends on which line of sustainability, because different markets have different views of sustainability and how they treat the material we're talking about. Consider, for us, I mean, this is one of the first launches into the sustainability world that Uteco's ever had, and this is, we're talking over 15 years ago, is EB. So currently, if you come to our plants at our Converge in Italy, you would see we have the Onyx XS Eco 1, which is a flexo machine, a compact flexo machine for EB printing and EB inks. Moreover, everything from, as I said, the Dualam, which I already mentioned before, having this new way of coating and laminating actually gives you a 30 to 48% decrease in emissions, because since you're not doing any of the mixing, so there are no emissions and less waste, of course, when we talk about adhesives. On the printing side itself, when we start talking about compact machines and newer technologies, which is something we are developing on a year-to-year basis, is dryers that are more efficient, which have less solvent loss and a bigger, of course, solvent retention within the machine itself. And moreover, I mean, Uteco has always been the pioneer of water-based inks on plastics. This is something that we've always been participating with, even with partnerships with Exis as well, dedicated literally to water-based printing on films and on plastic. And results have only been incredible, actually, so far, and are only up to growth, of course. Again, sustainability is a very tricky factor because it's an industry movement. Uteco alone can never make the difference. It's Uteco partners, converters, and even brand owners as well, as you know. And what we always try to do with Uteco is try to push the industry forward. In every aspect, printing, converting, any type of printing, digital, roto, lamination, we are always constantly trying to push our partners to move in that direction, and we are always customizing and adapting our machines according to the needs of the market. And,
thank you.
On every aspect, of course.
Right, right. No, sorry. So let's talk about Uteco's strategy for the Middle East and Africa region.
Absolutely.
You've been here for a while, for a long time now, I would say. So let's talk about the current and the future plans, because the industry is growing, the region is growing, demand is increasing. And I mean, I want to hear from you, what are your current plans and your future plans as a company and your presence here?
Absolutely. So, look, I must admit the Middle East and Africa market, it's been 10 years that we've been hearing this, that it's a growing market. It's where the biggest potential is going to be. And honestly, from our studies and our research, and even what we are seeing currently, what's been happening over the last year, I don't want to go too far, it is booming at a rate that I don't think the Middle East and Africa has ever seen before. This is always an excellent sign. This is always an incredible sign because this is a region filled with resources, with potential, and with demand. There's a lot of demand for it. What Uteco, of course, we've always been pioneers in this market, and we continue only to grow. And what we are currently seeing is within 2025, this is going to be one of our principal markets, actually. The Middle East and Africa is going to be one of the world's largest markets for the packaging industry. And for this reason, we are currently opening up our offices here in Dubai, actually, where we will be having full-out support, be it remote service, virtual service, or even physical service, where we will have Class A engineers based here in Dubai. And hopefully with plans that within a year and a half from today, we would also be having our spare parts, as well as our sales team will all be based here in Dubai. We were having a discussion actually with a client a while ago, and they're like, they would thank us for this investment, but in the end, it's not really thank you from our clients. It's us thanking our clients, and it's us thanking the market, because this is where the future is going. And for any machine manufacturer out there, if this isn't a region of focus, if you ask me, this is a sign of failure if you don't start focusing on a region like this one.
Thank you. So when is this happening? Can you give some idea by in the near future?
If I want to be optimistic, I'm going to tell you a week from today is when the offices are opening.
Wow.
I'm going to be realistic and tell you 3 weeks.
Okay.
So we are literally in the final stages of opening up the offices. We are hiring the team. And of course, by the time everyone takes their proper training, as I said, the idea here is to have Class A engineers. What we consider as Class A engineers are completely independent engineers, which can do everything from installations to service interventions and so forth. And this will also take part of Uteco's 24/7 customer service that we provide to all our clients, where if you are within this region and and you give us a call or you need any sort of intervention, the Dubai team will be here to serve you, be it over the phone, virtually, or in person.
Thank you. Anand, before I think we've come to the end of this interview, more or less, one last question, but it's a very important question. So how would you really classify or set yourself apart from your colleagues who are in the market? Like you have many other companies. I don't want to use the word competitor, but many other companies are providing solutions which are similar to your and rather different to yours to some extent, but more or less in the same space. So how would you set yourself apart from them? And what value is Uteco giving, or what is your message to your existing and potential clients? How do you really set yourself apart from the others?
Absolutely. So I think it's on two levels, right? On the first one, when you buy a new car or you buy anything, it's all about the entire package, right? It's not about the product itself alone. From that aspect, us in Uteco, we believe in a partnership, right? And this was the idea of the Convergedrome that we have set up in Italy, is a full-out partnership to help our clients. If at any point a client is having a process issue, a printing issue, which is not a technical matter for the machine, Uteco is always there and always has been, and this is the reason we are very proud of our support with our clients, is partnership, right? On the other end, on a product point of view, Uteco's bread and butter has always been customization. Being one of the only actually manufacturers that are out there in the market that produce everything in-house in the same plant, well, 5 plants, but all in the same region, from rotogravure to lamination to CI to stack in line to digital, having all this production in one place allows us for customization. It's all about added value, right? It's no one wants to buy the same machine as 9 others out there in the market. Everyone wants to have their added thing. So Uteco's bread and butter, and this is something that we have more than 30 years of experience in doing, which is hybrid machinery. So having something which is a flexo and a roto mix in the same machine, flexo with inline lamination, etc., with inline coating, digital heads, and so forth. This is where Uteco always has the possibility to come to shine. Because of added value, because of our knowledge and our close work with the customers, we have taught ourselves to have the right experience when it comes to hybrid machinery, when it comes to customizations, and even a normal CI drum or a CI flexo machine can always be customized with special needs, be it UV, EB, solvent, and water-based, all in the same machine based on client needs.
Brilliant. Anand, it's a pleasure seeing you.
Thank you, Ben.
And,
always a pleasure.
All the very best.
Thank you so much.
Here and wishing you the best.
Excellent. Thank you so much.